Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly coin news video that the Purple Penny publishes. We've done this for the last couple of years or so. My name's Mark. I own and run the Purple Penny along with my wife Catherine, who is over there in her room doing the packaging that has built up over the weekend. We're in the northern suburbs of Adelaide in a place called Mawson Lakes. If you're ever in Adelaide, it's only about a sort of 15-minute drive from the centre of the city. And as of this Sunday, the train line out this way will be operating again. We're only about 400 metre walk from the Mawson Lakes train station. So last week in the shop was very busy actually, and Saturday was probably the busiest Saturday we've ever had. We had 10 or 15 people in the shop a couple of times on Saturday, which is quite remarkable, and we're very glad that our weekend employee Jared was here, because he was a great help and we probably couldn't have managed without him. So we'll just jump over to the news here, maybe. There we go. So I'm continuing my series on looking at the market for 2022 B rolls, and of course last week I did talk about the fact that security rolls had surfaced, and there were, those of you who are not sure, a security roll is a roll of coins that's put out by security companies such as Prosegur or Main Nicholas or someone like that. B security rolls surfaced a couple of weeks ago, and initially they were at least selling for about $200. I've seen a number of $100 a roll. Sorry, I've seen a number of sales this week for $75. So given that they got a face value of $50, that profit margin is dropping fairly quickly. And certainly on the auction side, it has harmed the official mint rolls that were released by the RAM a couple of months ago. There were a number of auctions this week that finished in the $150 to $160 range, which is a good $20 less than what they were 2 weeks ago. There's still the odd outlier there up over $200, and they're usually buy it nows, so that's people that can't wait and have to have one right now. So it will be interesting to look at them again next week and just see how they're going. Interestingly, the C Mint Mark coins have had a bit of an uptick in the last week. They seem to have, the minimum price of those seems to have jumped $5, so perhaps people are jumping ship from rolls onto C Mint Marks. It's hard to say, but it will be interesting to see next Monday where that market is at. Now, of course, last Thursday was the June Royal Australian Mint coin release. First Thursday of the month is always the coin release. The coins this month were the Henry Lawson aluminium bronze 50-cent treasured stories set. We also had the 3 Commonwealth Games coins, which was the gold-plated 50-cent, the colourised dollar, and the half-ounce Commonwealth Games silver proof. Now, the Henry Lawson sets weren't very popular. Probably no great surprise. The price had gone up over the initial release, which was the Banjo Patterson set. The price had gone up and the mintage had doubled. The Olympic coins, the 50 cent still isn't in stock, but it's sold okay. The dollar coin, the coloured dollar coin, the wholesale allocation was tiny, and we only got a very small allocation, and as such we had really none to sell on release day. One that did surprise me is the silver proof. It's not a bad looking coin, a half-ounce silver coin, and there's only 2,022 minted, which is a very low mintage, and at $80 it's a pretty good price point. That really didn't sell very well either. So as far as a release goes, it was a bit of a downer. What was popular last week was the new Renix book, which was released on Tuesday, and we got our shipment on Friday. We've absorbed the price rise on those books, so the prices for the new edition is the same as the last edition, so $39.50 and $49.50, which I believe is $5 less than the recommended retail. Those are available on our website and of course for purchase here in the shop. We'll just say a few hellos before we jump on to the next point. Hello Brendan, John, Mike, Jay, Patrick, Ash, Taylor, Powell, Carolyn and Jason. There were a couple of other products released by the Mint on Thursday that weren't available to wholesale. We only found out about them on Wednesday. They were the coloured great white shark coin and the high relief dolphin, silver dolphin coin. I'm not sure what the reason was that they weren't made available to wholesale channels. The shark coin, I gather, was extremely popular with only 1,000 of them minted, and I did see a number of apology emails from the Mint being shared around on the weekend because they oversold them through their website. So if you managed to get one of those, well done to you. Haven't seen anyone that's bought one of the dolphin coins. Now, the Mint released for July comprises a huge number of coins. There's one coin being released by the Mint in July. There was supposed to be two, but one of them has fallen by the wayside. So the coin that's being released in July is a half-gram 999 gold coin. It's called a mini kookaburra. It's a $5 face value coin, and you might remember a couple of years ago that the Mint released the mini gold kangaroo, which was a $2 face value coin, and they're in like a slab type holder, but it's a Lighthouse Ever slab with a black cardboard insert. So for some reason they've changed the denomination for the mini gold kookaburra. It's a $5 coin instead of a $2 coin, and the price has gone up $5 to $90. And some will be available for interest lists, people that are interested in it through from us. So if you are interested in that coin, just drop us a line. I will just say that the allocations are very small on that as well, so there will not be many to go around from any dealer. Just the only thing that popped up in the news this week, in my sort of meanderings all over the internet, was a interesting capsule from Lighthouse. And of course Lighthouse are a big distributor of coin and stamp accessories around the world. So they've released a capsule that's specifically designed for thank you Brendan, the $2 gold coin was a koala, not a kangaroo. Thanks for correcting me on that. So yeah, I should just correct that. The $2 coin that was the half-gram mini gold coin that was released a couple of years ago was a koala, not a kangaroo. And the new one is a kookaburra, and it's a $5 face value coin. Right, back onto these Lighthouse slabs. These Lighthouse slabs are designed specifically for odd-shaped coins. Lighthouse capsules are specifically designed for odd-shaped coins, and I think these are a pretty good innovation because it's always problematic holding up ancient coins and cobs and hammered coins and things like that have a funny shape. They don't fit nicely into 2x2s. I mean, they go into safe flips, of course, but they don't fit nicely into 2x2s, and they certainly don't fit into capsules, and you don't want them rattling around. So Lighthouse has released a new product, and I don't know of those of you out there that buy products from the Perth Mint, but it uses sort of the same flexible membrane technology that the Perth Mint is using to hold up a lot of these coins, where they sandwich the coin between two thin layers, two thin membranes, and it's restricted that way, and it looks like it's just floating in air. Now, I'm not sure what the material is they're using. We'll have to find out if it's archival safe or not, but it seems like a pretty neat idea. And I do like the holders I've seen that use a similar technology, because as I said, the coin just seems to be suspended there in space, and I think these capsules are going to be pretty cool. And they're not available to buy from Lighthouse here in Australia yet, but I hope to get some in, or get Catherine to get some in so we can take a look at them. Right, let's have a look at a few comments, because that's it for news for today. Thanks for joining in, Heng. I'm glad you can join in live today. Hello, Paul and Shane and Bob, Allison, Jason. I think that's as far back as we got. Again, Patrick's saying here, I bought the 2020 Olympic Games from you. but the Olympic Games never happened. Will the price of these coins go up because of that date? No, Patrick. Even though the Olympic Games was held in 2021, they are still going to be always known as the 2020 Olympic Games. All the merchandise issued around the world and by the Olympic Committee themselves refers to it as the 2020 Olympic Games. They will never increase in value because they have a different year on them. Andy's saying he's messaged the Mint about the koala coin. They said a $2 sequel will come out, but it looks like that's not the case with the $5 Kookaburra. Definitely not going to buy that coin then. It is very strange that they've changed the denomination. It is very odd. I don't understand it at all. The price rise, yeah, I can understand that, but the change of denomination just seems very strange. Hi, Ben. Yeah, Brendan, the kangaroo was a Perth mint from previous years. I think the Royal Australian Mint did a half-gram kangaroo as well, and I may well be able to show you one of those next week because I think we bought one last week. Hello, Deanne. Hello, Michael. What's commonly used in watch repair shops, Michael? You're going to have to enlighten me with that. Oh, the coin holders that hover the coins. Oh, okay. All right. Mike says that the membrane holders will be fine with lightweight coins, and that's good. I'm actually quite looking forward to putting an 8 reals that's cut from a silver bar into them and seeing what they look like. And Peter, hello Peter, will the gold $5 be the same as the $2? I haven't had a look at the dimensions yet, Bob. It is the same weight, but whether it's the same size or not, I'm not 100% sure. Right, topic of the week. And I was a bit surprised when I was looking back through my previous slides that I haven't really done this yet, and it's just looking at coin storage. Now, it's a fairly mundane topic, but it is certainly the most common question that we get here in the shop. How do I store my coin collection? Now, the first question we ask is what sort of coins are they and what is your goal for storing the coin collection? And the reason for that is that sometimes people inherit a coin collection and then think that popping it into an album and selling it to a dealer is going to get them more money, and really they're wasting their money. But for other people it's to store a massive amount of coins. They might collect things out of change, or they might have bulk pennies or pre-decimal silver coins or something. Other people are actually trying to put together sets of florins or $2 coins or whatever it happens to be. So your needs are different depending on what your goals are. So for bulk storage, Catherine and I, and this is what we use here in the shop, we use these organiser trays. We'll just get rid of the slide here. We use these organiser trays. There's various organiser trays around the place. I guess look for one that is made from that's not made from sort of hard PVC. There's some IP rated ones, which means that they're waterproof, but we make use of these, and then we use these polyethylene Ziploc bags. Now, how do you know if a bag is safe or not? Basically, you're looking for something that is food safe, and this is a perfectly good solution for popping bulk coins individually into bags, and then you can sort them into individual trays like this. So perhaps different $2 coins or different penny decades, or however you want to do it. The great thing about this, it is really inexpensive. $20 is going to give you enough storage for hundreds and hundreds of coins, and you are pretty much assured that the coins are going to come out of this the same way that you put them in. And I think that should be the ultimate goal of every coin storage solution, is that when you put that coin away, it comes back in pretty much the same situation that you put it in, given that it's not got something corrosive or something like that on the surfaces. The next solution that we suggest for coins, individual coins, are these sorts of 2x2 holders, and we usually stock a couple of different types here. We stock the cardboard 2x2 holders. We also stock the safe lip 2x2 holders, and 2x2 refers to 2 inches by 2 inches. Cardboard holders might look like they hold 2 coins, but they fold in half, and then the ones we sell here at least, you staple them closed. There are self-adhesive 2x2s available. We don't sell them here, and the main reason for that is that self-adhesive 2x2s, in our opinion at least, are not suitable for long-term storage of coins because the adhesive lets go and you end up with the coin sliding down and being stuck to the inside of the holder, which isn't great. So we just sell the staple ones to be safe, and of course to staple them you need a stapler, and the trouble with staples is of course that they are metal and they have bumps and things on them. So if you are able to get one, get what's called a flat clinching stapler, so that actually makes the staples flat. If you are not able to get a flat clinching stapler, get yourself a little pair of pliers like this, and after you've stapled them closed, squash the staples flat. So we in our own collections make use of, sorry I'm making a massive pile of stuff here, in our own collections we make use of safe flips instead of staple holders, and the only reason for that is that I find that safe flips look neater from my point of view. I just prefer the look of them, and you don't have to staple them closed, so they are a bit quicker to use. The downside is of course is that they are more expensive, so you're looking at sort of just under $20 for 50 of these versus $8 or so for 50 staple holders, so they are about double the price. What do you put the holders into? Well, you don't have to put them into anything. You can put your coins into 2x2s and put them in a shoebox if you really want to. There are long holders available from Lighthouse and various places like that. You can put them into slide trays because slides happen to be 2 inches by 2 inches as well. But if you want to pop them into an album and actually look at them in an album, then you need to put them into a page. And 2x2 pages look like this. Usually they are 4 across the bottom and then 5 up the side, so you can hold 20 coins. They've got little pockets and you slide your holders, whether they be safe flips or cardboard 2x2s, you slide them into the pockets. If you've got cardboard 2x2s, you can write on them and have a description of the coin or where you bought it from or how much you paid for it and things like that. Now what we always suggest with pages like this is to look out for polypropylene pages and to keep away from PVC pages. How do you know if a page is PVC? The first indicator usually is if it's not 2x2. The odd sizes that you see around pop 5-cent pieces and 50-cent pieces and things like that, so pages that are designed for different size coins, are almost always PVC. You don't want PVC touching your coins, and that's because PVC can leach out chemicals onto the surfaces of the coins and affect them. The other way that you can tell if the coins are PVC is if, and you just have to excuse me here while I bend down and pick this up, is if they're in this sort of album here, and you can see here that this is a sort of a vinyl covered album, and vinyl is PVC. PVC stands for polyvinyl chloride. The other dead giveaway is these brass screw posts on the side here. So if you see one of these albums with the brass screw posts and the cover is vinyl, and how can you smell? You can tell if it's vinyl. You give it a sniff, and if it smells like an inflatable pool toy, then it's vinyl. And then you'll see inside, you'll see pages of different sizes. Okay, but there are 2x2 pages in this album, and if we jump to the correct spot, 2x2 pages, so these are 2x2s, but they are PVC as well. So how do you know if something's PVC? Give it the sniff test. If it smells like pool toys, inflatable pool toys, it's vinyl. If it's in an album that's got these brass screw posts, then it's almost certainly vinyl as well, and they're the ones that you want to avoid. There was just a quick question there about the 2x2s, whether they come in different sizes. Yes, they do. So we'll just go back to the staple 2x2s here. This is a 22.5 millimeter 2x2. That means that the little window here is 22.5 millimeters across. They come in sizes from, I think, 18.5 up to 39.5. And that suits all of the Australian denominations except for perhaps $5 coins. You can put smaller coins in bigger windowed holders, but they will move around, but obviously you can't put bigger coins in smaller window holders, so it is best to try and get the right sizes. And if you do come in here into the shop one day, Catherine, who is in charge of all the accessories here, has done a fabulous job of putting things in size groups, and there's a chart next to our 2x2s on the wall telling you what sizes you need for what products. Jason is asking, we'll just see if there's any other questions here first. Peter says to avoid the self-adhesive 2x2s. Yes, good advice there, Peter. Patrick, we answered your question. Jason is asking if VST albums would be safe. I don't want to comment on a particular product, Jason, at all. I can't comment on particular products, but generally VST albums are this type that I showed you before with the screen posts, and the comments there that people are making about VST albums are probably accurate. You are always best to contact the manufacturer and ask them, would be my suggestion. And if they are not forthcoming with the information, then find someone else's products to use. John Croxford says, helpful hint, the old 2x2 metal Hanamex projector slide trays hold coins as well. Yeah, that's right. Any trays that were designed to hold slides will usually hold 2x2s, because slides are 2 inches by 2 inches. Right, what do you do with these pages? You've got to put them in an album. Now, the one downside with polypropylene pages, there's two downsides really. One is that they don't come in different sizes. It's 2x2 or it's nothing. The other is that polypropylene is quite a slippery plastic, so you do need to put the coins into holders before you put them into these pockets, or they will fall out. Because they are slippery though, if you do put your coins in 2x2s into those pages and you give them a good jig, then they can fall out of those pages as well. So you need to make sure that you have a decent album that will hopefully catch the coins if they fall out. So we sell these types of albums here. This is an Albox album, and Albox are a company here in Adelaide that provide archival storage solutions for the National Archives of Australia. These albums are made out of 100% polypropylene, so they have an outer slip cover. So I've just taken the slip cover off there. I'll put that over there. And then on the inside, it's a reasonably regular 3-ring binder, but all the binder mechanism is polypropylene as well. So there's no metal in there, there's no vinyl. And you can see there, this is one of our World Coin albums from out the front. You can see there that it presents everything quite neatly. The albums themselves, we use these in our own collection. The downsides are that, as I said, the coins do fall out of them. If you rough with the folders, they will fall out. And the other problem is that you can't have too much weight in them. So for example, you might only get 10 pages worth of coins if they're 50-cent pieces, but you might get 20 pages if they're 5-cent pieces, or 15s if they're $2 coins. So you just need to be a little bit careful with those. Catherine and I have used these for our own collections for coming up to 15 years. And we're very happy with their performance over the long term, and they are the only folders that we sell in here. Hang on a second, my lights died. Right, that's helpful. My lights died. It gave me no low battery warning. That was very nice of it. There are some other coin storage solutions, of course. There are these sorts of albums here, which are push-in albums, and these are available for decimal coins from the Royal Australian Mint, and I believe there's some people on Facebook that make this sort of thing as well. So they've got a slot for all of the different coins, different denominations, and you just push the coins into the slots, and you can look at your collection that way. Now, the downside to these, of course, is that you can touch everything, which, if you're just collecting coins out of change, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are putting valuable coins into these albums, then people can touch them. And, of course, your fingers have oils and grease and things on them, and you can end up with toning on the coin. And certainly the $2 push-in album that I've seen getting around on social media, it has a spot for the Mars planetary set coin, which of course is worth $2,000, and no way would I ever put one of those into a push-in album, because you're just going to end up with a damaged coin. Push-in albums are of course available in pre-decimal coins as well. This is a Dansko 3p and 6p album, and you can see there's a hole there that you push all the years and denominations into, along with mintages and all that sort of stuff. Now these albums again are not suitable for long-term storage. If you pull coins out of these types of albums and they've been in there for a while, they have a very distinctive look on the back of them. You can tell that they have been in push-in albums. They do tone. So, you know, again, you know, not bad for a low grade set if you're just trying to complete a set, but for long-term storage for high value, high grade coins, I would not keep them in that sort of album, and I would not keep them in that sort of push-in $2 or dollar coin album there. Dansko do make an album called a Dansko Supreme, where the coins have a mylar shield on the front and back of them. Again, they're okay, but I'm not a huge fan of the toning that they can cause to the edges of the coins. So again, you know, they're an old style of album, and a lot of old collectors use them. It's not something that I would recommend that people take up for now. And of course, the last single coin storage solution that we have are these jiggers here, and these are capsules. So a capsule is a two-part plastic case, and you put the coin in the capsule, take it, split it in half, put the coin in the capsule. Look, I think these are the most attractive way, one of the most attractive way of storing individual coins. But the downside is you can't do anything with them. It's really hard to store them. There are capsule pages that you can buy for folders. Lighthouse sell capsule pages that you can put capsules into, but they are very thick, and you can only get 2 or 3 sheets into an album. So you're only really talking maybe 40 coins that you can fit into an album, which I think is a very poor usage of space. So while I think capsules are great for individual coin storage, there's no good way of looking at them in the long term. And we did trial all of this stuff, Catherine and I, many years ago. We tried everything before we settled on what we do now, which is album pages, folders, and safe flips. Now, this is going to be a 2-part thing, if I remember to charge up my light for next week. Next week we'll talk about sort of bigger mint product like mint sets. We'll talk about PCGS slabs. We'll talk about dollar mint mark cards. We'll talk about $2 mint mark cards, boxed mint product and things like that. We'll run through what we think are best practices for those sorts of things, and if we have time we'll run through some banknote stuff as well, but if we don't have time we'll just go on to that in the 3rd week. Right, let's have a look at the questions here, because I'm sure that there'll be some questions here. Are the Lighthouse self-adhesive 2x2s good to use? Ben, I did mention them. I think at a pinch they're okay. You need to be super careful when you're putting the coins in them that you don't get them stuck to the adhesive. And perhaps just for short-term storage, perhaps for getting coins home from a coin show or an auction or something like that. But long-term, I don't think the self-adhesive coins holders are safe. The adhesive opens up and you end up with the coin sliding down. The story that I usually tell is of a coin dealer here in Adelaide, and they had a US trade dollar, a mint state US trade dollar, which is worth thousands of dollars, and it was in a self-adhesive holder, and the holder had come open and the thing had slid down and was sort of resting in the bottom of the holder, and it had sticky gunk all over it, and it was just terrible for the want of a safe flip, a 50-cent safe flip. It was terrible that that particular dealer hadn't done something about that. Hi Mark, what's your recommendation on storage of RAM bags issued at the pop shops? Well, we can talk about that next week. Polythene bags would be my best recommendation for those, so I'll show you how we store all of those here. John, is there an album that holds all the pre-decimal coins? I have the full set except the big 3, and I've been told my album is not good for them. John, that solution that I presented, the black album and the 2x2 pages and safe flips, is a generic solution that you can use for anything, so that was the way that we would always recommend that sort of thing. So yeah, Jay, look, Jay's a customer here. I know Jay very well, and she should just come in here and have a talk to Catherine, and she'll take you through how this folder works. Look, it takes a bit of getting used to, but as I said, it's the way that we store everything in our collection. And you know, as you can imagine, we have a few valuable things, and we're quite happy to pop them into these save flips and album pages and albums, and be content that they're going to be okay. David Trotter, how do you store your PCGS graded coins? Well, I'll show you how we do it next week, graded, but David, but basically we put them into polythene bags and into slab boxes. That's how we store them here. And Paul says he only uses staple 2x2s. That's good. That's the best approach. Right, that's all the questions. That's a fabulous lot of questions. Thank you, everyone. David is talking about a typeset album. Now, David, the only typeset album I would ever recommend using would be the Dance Go Supreme one. They're very difficult to get new. There are lots of second-hand ones around. Again, I have my reservations about them because I have seen coins come out of them that have edge toning, which comes no doubt from the contact with cardboard. And the coins do tend to still move about a little bit. So I do have a little bit of reservations about those. We will talk about coin tubes next week. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll make sure to plug my light in. Sorry about everything going dark there for a minute. Happy collecting, stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.